There is a lot of healthy competition in that wide receiver room, but one man is virtually a lock to make the 53-man roster, and he happens to be the oldest of the bunch. After nearly calling it a career earlier this year, Adam Thielen is running it back in Carolina, and for good reason. After practice, we got to chop it up about his decision to come back and much more. Well, here with one of the OGs in the Carolina Panthers locker room, Adam Thielen. Adam, heading into year 13, when you hear that, what goes through your mind?
That I'm old. I try not to think about it, but I feel good. It's just a blessing to be able to be still a part of a team and to kind of share some of my experience and also go show what I can do on the field and be kind of a leader on and off the field. So definitely a blessing every day to come in this building and still be a part of a team.
And you hinted at possibly retiring after this past season. What ultimately led to you wanting to come back and be a part of this team as they continue to move forward?
Yeah, I think a lot of the factors that makes this fan base excited, right? Bryce's comfort level, the leadership in this organization, just kind of the way that the season ended as a team. It made me excited to kind of give it one more chance and see what happens and kind of let the cards play out.
You mentioned your leadership, obviously one of the veterans in this locker room, and do you relish being in that role? Because it seems like, you have to go back to your days in Minnesota with Justin Jefferson coming in, and now with a lot of young wideouts coming in as well, like T-Mac and Jimmy. Do you relish being in that leadership role? How do you feel like that has benefited you over the years?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because I feel like you made me think of this. It's like you go through these phases of leadership, right? Like you're a young player and you're kind of just following, right? And then you kind of take a leadership role where you're kind of more of a vocal leader. And then you get older and you kind of step away from that vocal leadership and you kind of just show you just kind of are there for experience. I really enjoyed being a mentor and kind of helping guys, figure out the ropes. As a young player, whether you're in college or the NFL, like there's things you got to learn, and some of it's off the field, some of it's on the field, and I really enjoy kind of being in that role.
And there's a lot of different personalities and skill sets in that receiver room. You talked about it over the summer. You look around and you don't even know who's going to make the team. So far through training camp in the preseason, how has that competition been, and how has it been able to just kind of watch everybody grow and kind of bring the best out of each other?
Yeah, number one, it keeps me young because I got to step my game up. A lot of guys that can play at a high level can do a lot of the things I can do well that they can do. So, yeah, it puts a little pressure on everybody, which I think is a great thing. It raises the floor, right? It raises the ceiling. It makes guys have to be on top of their game every single day. You can't coast and just know that, all right, well, I'm going to be the guy, right? You can't do that. So excited to see how it all plays out. Having a lot of guys that can do a lot of things well, it only helps the team. So excited about that.
When you look at this offense as a whole, just how exciting is it to be a part of a unit that's really going to be able to possibly, shock some people? What's kind of the mindset in that room with all the new weapons? You have the continuity on the offensive line, and of course a guy like Bryce that's showing off confidence every single day.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is through experience, through my 13 years, is that all sounds great, and there's a lot of that stuff on paper that looks really good, but you got to go improve it every day. And whether it's in practice against our team, whether it's in joint practice, whether it's in a scrimmage, preseason games, like you got to go out and prove that stuff. Like there's been a lot of teams I've been a part of that going into the season, you're like, man, on paper we got a heck of a defense. We got playmakers everywhere, and it didn't come to fruition. So I think having that experience to know that that's where I can kind of talk to guys about experiences like that and be like, hey, we can't relax just because we have a lot of weapons. Like we can't relax because we went and scored in a preseason game. Like we have to go prove it day in and day out, week in and week out, right? A lot changes from week 1 in the NFL to week 15, 16, 17, and you have to have that growth. So excited about that.
Everybody looking forward to seeing you guys reach new heights here in 2025. Adam Thielen, appreciate the time, man.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.